Good to meet you.
Hey, I just called T3 to have him find you, and he said you were already on the way. That's some impressive timing.
What are you doing here, Theron?
Digging, just like I said I would. Let me show you what I've got so far. Colonel Derek commanded our strike on Korriban, supposedly to gather valuable intelligence data, none of which has been turned over to the SIS. This is the Sith you spoke to on Tython, Darth Arcus, member of the Dark Council, organizer of the attack on the Jedi Temple.
You found a connection between them?
Yes. They've both been paying visits to the same genetics lab in an underwater facility here on Manan. They're headed down there again as we speak.
Is it some kind of medical treatment facility? Experimental research? Something else?
There's no documentation for the lab's purpose, but traffic in and out is mostly freight, not passenger. Probably research, which fits my other findings. With Derek and Arcus working together, the timing of the attacks makes perfect sense. They weren't really attacks at all, they were robberies.
Robberies? What do you mean?
The Imps hauled something out of the Jedi Temple just before you got there. A few security hollows were still working, so I got a shot of it. Derek's top guy, Commander Jensen, grabbed something similar on Korriban. I ran the images through some databases. They were pieces of ancient Rakata technology.
Ancient technology, galactic conspiracies, secret labs? Should we get our heads checked?
I probably wouldn't believe it either if I hadn't seen all the evidence for myself. I'm pretty sure Derek and Arcus have brought their Rakata tech to the lab. You're gonna have to go in and figure out exactly what they're doing with it. There. I've arranged transport to get you in, but security will probably come after you with more than smiles. Don't let them slow you down. While you're searching the lab for Arcus and Derek, I'm gonna meet with one last contact. I think she might have some interesting intel for us.
She?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Good luck down there. Patched into the lab's tracking systems. Looks like Arcus and Derek are still inside. There's a security checkpoint ahead that can grant you access to the rest of the facility. Transmitting coordinates now. Interesting. I'm seeing records of a prisoner here, someone named Jakaro. I bet he could share some interesting stories with us. Looks like my contact's here. The chief of security is just ahead. Watch your step.
Konfices Volkira Kranvan. Vveaver kan jeg tolke det.
Greetings! My master compliments your impressive skill and would like to share his appreciation for this noble rescue.
This is hardly the time for embellished translations. I'm sure your master would agree.
Oh dear. Please let us out of here. We beg you!
Your droid seems to be missing a few pieces.
Those modifications occurred before our imprisonment here. My esteemed master Jakaro is a specialist in discreet cargo delivery. I am his translator, C2D4, former servant of Her Eminence Queen Lena of... Yes, well. Jakaro was contracted by a Selkath geneticist, Garima, to deliver certain medical equipment, perfectly legal, to this facility. But once the delivery was made, payment was never rendered. Instead, we were imprisoned and interrogated by two very unpleasant individuals.
Colonel Derek and Darth Arcus?
We were never introduced. Very rude, to be perfectly honest. After the interrogation, they told Garima to use us as fodder for some kind of experiments.
The Sith rarely take prisoners. These experiments must be very important to them.
The possibilities are troubling, to say the least.
Your story checks out. Just did a little digging on these two. Charges against them both for smuggling, disorderly conduct, assault.
Even the droid?
Yeah, why do you ask?
Never mind.
Whatever they may have done, my contact has a good feeling about them. Thinks they might come in handy. Let's see if she's right.
You'd better not betray us. I'll be watching you.
Oh, you have nothing at all to worry about. Thank you!
I've been slicing the facility files and I keep finding references to the Order of Shasa, some pack of Force-using Selkath. They aren't Jedi or Sith. I'm still not sure how they tie into all of this, but I imagine you're going to run into them. Be careful. I'm registering some tech near you that reads like it's from the Rakata. See if you can't open up the network for me. I'll slice in and take a look.
SWTOR Kranvan. Zokas hode medne. Nasremedik. Van Jog Lando. Niden Tarta. vagyok Lando, minden társadalom. Fiatal Ferdi. Zokas holy midnight. Nas Renegade. Vagyok Lando, minden társadalom.
Greetings. You haven't met in person, but your associate asked me to contact you while he's busy with his scanning equipment. Apparently, he's picking up powerful energy readings from Garima's laboratory. Readings consistent with Rakata technology. Theron and I agree that this is a dangerous sign. Whatever is going on in that lab, please do your best to stop it.
Are you Garima?
Az igazgató volta kapi. Tane es hazigazdak.
You need to stop what you're doing and answer my questions.
Az uge feda leg job az uregviko had mert akisok.
I want to know what Derek and Arcus are planning. What are you doing here?
Volte sak fek ut azo negre. Akon ivolomar. Meg bis hato sadmeg. Seze meles nehes volt felis merni. Ogene kunk. Toleras ege mas fonal es. Mege iteletet. Atenger feilenes as edges. Folio semisem. Ugen is it key.
What are you waiting for? Do it! Before he has a chance to betray us again!
You don't have to be like him, Jakara. You can be better.
Well, that explains the dead guards. I knew I sensed someone familiar. I told you to let it go. You did your part. None of this concerns you.
What is this all about, Derek? Why are you doing this?
To save the galaxy.
Garima, thank you for forwarding the research data along. Our infinite army will serve us well. You can keep the prototypes.
The entire galaxy, the Republic, the Empire, everyone. We can't let you interfere.
Die before the facility reaches crush depth. It will probably be more comfortable that way.
Hello again. I'm afraid that all of the emergency pods have been ejected, and all hatches leading back to the facility entrance are sealed. Fortunately, I procured a small watercraft for just this eventuality. The autopilot should have it docked to the hatch near your location shortly. Please, After you. I can sense its power from here. It's considerable. Your time is short. Be merciless. You will not back down.
Apologies about the remote docking procedure isn't quite finished.
You're a Sith.
But not your enemy. Not today. Now, are you interested in a ride back, or would you prefer to swim?
I'm not in the habit of trusting Sith.
This seems like an excellent time to start. And there we are. Your transportation is ready. Safe travels.
just think it might put everyone at ease if you ditch the lightsaber.
Is that really necessary? Surely I'm not as intimidating as you imply.
Deception is one of the key weapons in the Sith arsenal.
You trust him, and lying is the core of his profession. Couldn't Lana Beniko, terrifying Lord of the Sith, earn the same trust?
Arcus manipulated her and her people, same as Derek did to us. She's already shared a lot of good intel. Based on your work in the lab, we know that Arcus and Derek are working together, manipulating both sides for some third party.
They're Revenites, members of the Order of Revan, a secretive cult that's had its claws in the Empire for many years. It seems they've pierced the Republic now as well.
I helped pull Revan out of the Maelstrom prison. I heard he died not too long afterward. Was that incorrect?
Not as far as Lana or I know. But dead men can be even better cult leaders than live ones. We know the Revenites have highly placed moles in both the Republic and the Empire. That means we have no idea who we can really trust.
Then it's up to us to stop them.
My master, the incomparable Star Captain Jakaro.
Is more interested in action than discussion, and this is his translator, C2D4.
Former interpreter for Her Eminence, Queen Lena of Unteron.
Yeah, we got that earlier. All of it.
I saw your list of known accomplices earlier. Quite impressive. Could any of them help us find where these traitors might be hiding? Superb. Then if Theron agrees...
Go ahead and get the ship prepped. I'll cover our tracks and catch up.
Very well. It's been a pleasure meeting you. May the Force ever serve you.
You'd better travel separately. If the Revenites put a tail on us, they won't know which to follow.
Lana isn't our ally, Theron. She's going to betray us sooner or later.
You're probably right, but for now, she can be useful. The Revenites are just as dangerous to the Empire as they are to us. We're going to need allies, even if they aren't as trustworthy as we'd like. But that doesn't mean we have to let our guard down. I better get moving. Watch your back out there. There you are. Our first few interviews with Jakaro's friends went well, believe it or not. We're going to start with some antique smugglers from the exchange, see if the Revenites have gone for any other Rakata tech.
I still think working with a Sith is more trouble than it's worth. We can handle this on our own, Theron.
You're good. I know that. And I'm not so bad either. But I still think we're better off spreading the work and the risk around a bit. If the Revenites did manage to take us out, at least there will still be someone else going after them. Even if it is a backstabbing Sith and a murderous Wookiee. The Order of Revan. That family has even more pull than I thought.
You're related to Revan?
You never heard that story? Bastila Shan, Revan's great Jedi love? The name made it all the way down to me, even if the Force didn't. Look, Revan was a wild card, and his crazy cult of followers is bound to be the same. Highly trained bravado aside, we're up against some long odds here. You sure you still want to be dragged into all this?
The Revanites are a danger to the entire Republic. We can't afford to ignore them.
If you keep going up against impossible enemies, it's going to turn into a habit. All right, I'd better get back to Lana and Jakaro before they do anything. I'll get in touch as soon as we get something concrete. Stay safe. All right, we'll be there right away, Jakaro. Just don't tear the limbs off of anything. Or anything else. Hey, it's good that you're here. Our friends are eager to get started.
Get started with what exactly?
Colonel Derek, Darth Arcus, and the Revanite Friends. Since your operation on Manon, Lana's uncovered a few more Revanites who've infiltrated the Republic military. I've been slicing the traitors' communications and tracked the messages back to Derek and Arcus. They're in a hidden facility on the planet Rakata Prime. That's our target.
What do we know about Rakata Prime?
It's the homeworld of the ancient Rakata, hence the name. Apparently there are still a few of them there, but their society has regressed significantly. The Revanites probably picked it because it was the site of a major battle involving Revan, one of its biggest victories. The messages I've decoded. That cyborg technology you ran into on Manon was just the prototype phase. On Rakata Prime, they're in full production. They're taking pieces of the Starforge and implanting them into their own people.
The Starforge?
It was a Rakatan weapon, a giant self-sustaining factory that ran on the dark side of the Force. Revan destroyed it 300 years ago. The pieces of debris are still active though. They self-repair and even self-replicate under the right circumstances. With that technology grafted to their bodies, the Revanites become much harder to stop.
Cyborgs or not, they aren't invincible. I proved that on Manon.
True enough. Jakaro's freighters should get us onto the planet's surface undetected. We'll plan our attack from there. I can't wait to see the look on Arcus and Derek's faces.
Do we have a plan ready?
I don't know if it's fair to describe it as a plan, necessarily.
I've done a bit of scouting. The Revanites are camped in the Temple of the Ancients, an old ruin nearby. We've gotten this far without being detected. It's time for you to go in and make some noise.
What? This isn't what we discussed! It's suicide! I demand that you detach me this instant!
What kind of security do the Revanites have?
They've convinced some of the local Rakatan tribes to patrol the areas around the temple for them. A truly barbaric lot.
The Revenites themselves are guarding the temple grounds. They're fully armed and paranoid.
Wonderful.
We'll be keeping an eye on things from the ship. As long as we all stay sharp, we'll get this conspiracy shut down permanently.
May the Force serve you well.
We'd hope to avoid much of the tribal area, but the terrain doesn't appear to be cooperating with us. You'll have to pass through the Rakatan settlement to get to the temple. It's further along the beach. Looks as though their arena needs a challenger. If you're going to get past them, you'll have to give them a show they'll never forget. Darth knows you're here. I'd say he sensed your presence, but I imagine it's all the commotion. He and Colonel Darek have shored up defenses outside the temple with their new conscripts. You know what to do. Theron's been monitoring Revenite chatter. Somewhere near you, they've discovered a hidden store of Rakata weapons. See that they don't get the chance to use them. Army conscripts. They're further along with production than we suspected. Once you reach the main conscription site, open a line on the control console. Theron can slice it remotely that way.
Excellent work. Theron is slicing into the facility's structural plans now.
It's not looking great. Your only option is to pass through the conscription center, dead ahead.
The cyborgs ahead are in some kind of standby mode. They'll activate as soon as you enter the room. Be ready for a fight.
Blasted sensors. Lana, could you do a quick perimeter check? I can't tell if these contacts are real or not.
Right away.
We don't have much time. We can't risk any of the tech in that conscription center falling into Imperial hands. Overload the console. It'll fry everything inside and kill the cyborgs before they have a chance to wake up.
We're not gonna murder people in their sleep, Theron. We'll take our chances.
We've got a Sith breathing down our necks, crazy cultists all around us, and you want to take chances?
I won't let fear guide our actions.
Do we have something to be afraid of?
Apparently not. I'll add the sensors to the list of things on the ship that we can't rely on. We'll contact you if anything else comes up.
To the rooftop where they have a shuttle waiting.
We'll shoot them down if we have to, but we really need the chance to interrogate them.
Get to the roof. Hurry.
Wait for us! Please try to headbutt them with your own skull this time.
Let's go. Your plans are finished. The conspiracy ends now.
My, but we have a very high opinion of ourselves, don't we?
This project would have accelerated our plans considerably. Losing it is regrettable, but it will not stop us.
You've done a fair bit of damage, it's true, but the project isn't a total loss. After all, you've helpfully delivered yourselves for slaughter.
I was planning on a little slaughter myself, actually. But I had a pair of lying traitors in mind.
Call us whatever you want. Words are meaningless. Nothing matters but the plan.
You and your simple-minded beast will have the fight you came for, Colonel.
Let's get on with it.
We're finishing this, here and now. I can't wait.
We will save the galaxy!
Vengeance!
You have them, Marcus!
We are beyond any of you. We've come too far to submit now. Die! They're yours, Derek.
You have them, Marcus! You now. You have them, Marcus. I have you now. I have you now. Die! You have them, Marcus! You're dead!
Too far to submit now!
You're dead!
They're yours, Derek!
You have them, Marcus!
We've come too far to submit now!
You gotta do better than that. I have you now. You have no chance. You have them, Marcus.
We've come too far to submit now!
No. The plan!
You think you'll walk away from this? We've come too far to submit now! Impossible! It can't be!
Derek and Arcus fought to their last breath. We won't be getting any information from them.
Copy that. Blast it.
I must agree with my master. They're far more trustworthy as corpses.
I sense something. We're in danger.
Multiple sensor contacts. Capital ships are dropping out of hyperspace. No IDs. One of them's coming in hot.
Arcus and Derek were valuable allies in my cause, but their deaths will not delay what is coming.
That voice.
It's him. Revan.
My infinite army could have achieved so much, but I still have other weapons in my arsenal.
I helped free you from Imperial captivity, and now you're turning around and betraying the Republic?
The Republic is too weak and unfocused to do what must be done. To achieve my goals, all distractions must be swept aside. My followers are legion. My ranks grow every hour as more and more people see the truth of the galaxy. The Emperor couldn't break me. Even death could not stop me. I will finish what I've started, and you will not interfere again.
They're powering up weapons. Get out of there! Now!
Can't reach your Jakaro ship. Take the shuttle.
they made it. I knew it.
With the amount of fire Revan's ship was laying down, I wasn't optimistic. It's good to see you.
Oh no, I'd nearly forgotten. Several of my internal components were still aboard. The ship is all right, isn't it?
The ship is fine. Come see for yourself. There's something we need to talk about, actually.
It truly is a relief to see you safe. I only wish we had more time together.
I'm sure you'd love to spy on us a bit more, but oh, look at the time.
That isn't what I meant at all. Farron and I learned some troubling things after we escaped Rakata Prime.
Jakaro took the news better than you'd think. Have you told him?
I think it's best if you do the honors. We'll meet again soon. I'm certain of it.
She's pretty confident for someone with a bounty on their head.
Are the Revanites putting out bounty contracts now?
Not directly, no. It's an Imperial contract for murdering Arcus. Under any other circumstances, she would have gotten a promotion for that kind of thing. They also arranged 12 separate death marks for Jakaro. It's a new record for him.
And you?
Disavowed rogue agent, apprehend on sight. Pretty tame compared to the others. The director must have stood up for me.
If you know the director, couldn't he tell you who's behind this?
I checked. The evidence of my imaginary crimes came in from our Eternal Security Division, all very well forged. He'll keep looking, but we can't risk more contact. The Revanites haven't been able to touch you yet. Your record is still clean, but it won't stay that way if you're seen working with us. Lana, Jakaro, D4, and I are all going off the grid. We need to stay hidden if we're going to continue our investigation. No contact, period.
You're much too worried about all of this, Theron. We should be sticking together, not scattering apart.
Trust me, this will all go much better if we work separately. The Revanites will be watching you, so do what you do best. Travel the galaxy, achieve impossible things, and make it hard for them to keep up. The busier you keep the Revanites, the easier it'll be for the rest of us to slip through the cracks and find their leader.
Do you think the masked man who attacked us was really Revan?
Oh, you mean as my ancient ancestor returned from the grave to kill us all? Doesn't seem likely, but there was something about him. We need to learn more. All right, I better get moving. The faster we start running, the easier this will all be. Good luck to you. We'll send word as soon as we have something, and then we'll see what this Revan guy is really made of.
Many thanks. Take care. Many thanks. Take care.